Council meetings are long and boring. Wouldn't it be great if they were short and unboring? This is why I have invented the 10-minute meeting! Alright, the Ashland City Council meeting, February 18th. This one starts off as I move it. We appoint some new guy as city attorney. It's not on the agenda, but we should wedge it in here real quick. Whatever, right? All approved? Do we have a new city attorney named Johan Petelia? I think we do. And then the mayor goes, hey, it's Black History Month, of course. So whereas, it's going to be great. And the city responded great to that snowstorm we just had. And then consent agenda. A bunch of liquor licenses were approved. And then this guy goes, hey, I pulled item A because Paula Hyatt is amazing. And she quoted Margaret Mead to me once. So that made her even more amazing. And then this guy says, I agree. And then she and some other not as amazing person were appointed to the Child Care Committee. And then the finance report. Marion Barry is our finance boss, and she says the end of the 2024 report was delayed because of maybe it's Jesus' birthday. Oh boy, we have plenty of money, and investments are great. And next quarter, things that seem out of balance will totally be more balanced. And the city accounting isn't like regular accounting, so don't even try and figure out what I'm doing. It's fine. And then public forum. So public forum, the 5G and of course conspiracy theory connoisseur came out and said he goes, hey, this Hanson, he says he's a solar guy. He admits that. And but Mayor Graham never mentions that she's the head of the Geos Institute and that they or she get $1.5 million in anonymous donations. Super suspicious. And then a green cap dude said, the city needs more shelter for homeless. And then a pigtail lady came in. She goes, I'm a little scattered, but the expulsion zone is a problem. You have a packet. And then another lady says, smart meters can explode and vaporize all the wiring in a house, and entire neighborhoods are at risk. And she wouldn't stop talking. So then the mayor sent over the council cop and ran out of the room. And then assistant city attorney Carmel Zaran, here she is. Here she is wishing she didn't take this job. Okay. She says now the administrative appeals process for city workers and citizens who dispute some city decision, it goes to the city manager. This ordinance is going to make it go to a judge, so it's more separation of powers. FYI, there's usually about one appeal per year. And then this guy, new guy, he says, what does a judge know about things a government needs to do? Everything could go sideways. And then assistant attorney Carmel says, I would push back on that, which is council meeting speak for you are 100% wrong. Are you working for Elon Musk right now? Anyway, it passed 5-1. So he hates judges. And then second reading of an ordinance turning commissions to committees. And then Doug McGeary, attorney, showed up. He showed up late, so he's took over doing attorney stuff. And he says, all I changed since the first reading was I reformatted the entire thing and rewrote like 2 to 5 different things. And that was all approved. And then second reading of the Parks and Rec Department restructuring. So they're going to restructure it so that apparently the elected Parks Commission can't be so lax and dunderheaded and let, I don't know, what golf course employees and Michael Black harass some poor gay woman employee and then have the city pay $700,000 and dismiss 4 employees as a result of a lawsuit. I think now the city manager can step in. I think that's what this whole restructuring is about. And then a parks commissioner guy showed up and he said, hey, I don't want to nitpick one thing. And Doug McGeary says, I did that one thing on purpose, rejected. And so that was all approved. And then the second reading of the natural gas ordinance. Here we go, guys. So apparently if a new house, you're building a new house and you want to put in gas, starting January 2026, you super rich bastards are going to pay like $6,500 in extra fees for that. And then this guy goes, she goes, hey, remember that guy who said the thing about the Geos Institute? Just so you know, my Geos Institute doesn't even work in Oregon, so no conflict of interest. No one within 3,000 miles of here would even think of working with my Geos Institute. It was an interesting brag. And then public forum. Oh, it's got 35 speakers. So I'll just give you the hits. If you think mansplaining is annoying, get ready for a whole lot of student-splaining. Trademark. Not saying they're wrong, it's just tad lectury. Trademark. All right, so 27 hate natural gas, 8 love natural gas. And a Portland builder said, I used to install gas, and now I only install electric. I love it. And one guy says, Mark Knox told me to say all electric is cheaper. And then the girl said, Jeff Golden told me to say I support these fees. And then the girl said, look at this chat petition. And another girl said, don't be manipulated by the gas executives. And then a lady said, I have gratitude for these kids. And then a girl said, gas is fire and that can burn stuff. And true. And then another guy said, Upton Sinclair says, vote yes. And then a guy says, I'm from Avista. And the guy says, right? And then the mayor goes, no, stop it. Everybody stop it. No hissing. And so she goes, okay, you start again, Avista guy. And the Avista guy goes, anyway, there have been misrepresentations. And then a lady said, my power went out in a snowstorm, and my thermostat that controls my gas furnace is electric, so I still had no heat. So what good is that? That's a good point. And then the union guy says, you're rushing into this. This will give electric companies a monopoly. And then, bam, they'll jack up the prices. And then another union guy says, long-term gas is cheaper. And then the 5G guy said, this will have zero impact on the climate. And then a white lady in a white hat said CO2 isn't climate change. The geoengineering is creating climate change, and a new ice age is coming, and we need a gas heat. And then a girl said, don't let the gas companies bamboozle you. And so, they talk, and then this guy says, move to pass this and give all the fees to low-income utility assistance. This ordinance only applies to a handful of people, mostly pretty well off anyway, so I support this ordinance. And this one goes, so I support that thing. That's just great. And he goes, this one goes, I own a solar company, but and I support it. I'm objective still. And she goes, of course, I support it. And then this guy says, have you heard the butterfly effect? Maybe this will be like that. And that was all approved. And then that's all approved. But and then unfinished business. A new ad hoc committee for the 2200 Street Asheville homeless shelter area there. And this one says, Mayor goes, she goes, hey, now that the homeless master plan is passed, this new ad hoc committee will come up with programs and uses and building designs. And then city manager Sabrina Cotta goes, yeah, the building plans are in the process. So this ad hoc committee should stay out of that building plans business. And she goes, no, they should chime in on the building plans. And she goes, that's a terrible idea. It's going to slow everything down. And this one says, I'm for not slowing down. And then bold statement, bold. And this one says, what if they chime in but magically don't slow anything down? And she goes, whatever, dude. And then public forum, the pigtail lady came back and says, I was on the last ad hoc committee for this 2200 Street, and it cost the city $26,000. I'd hate to spend another $26,000 on the next committee instead of the poor. And the mayor goes, oh, it's not going to cost $26,000. And the brigada goes, yeah, well, I wrote it on your handouts. Go look, numbers right there. And she goes, but what if it doesn't? And this guy just goes, move to approve, and it passes 5-1. He didn't say much, but he voted no. And then the affordable housing RFP. $200,000 is handed out every 2 years for nonprofits who apply and have housing ideas. It goes. Aura gets it a lot. Habitat for Humanity, Rogue Retreat got it. That was a cluster of a year, that one. And then this one says, we should, where's the mayor go? She's here. She goes, hey, well, we should not award this money and come up with a better process for handing out the money while we're at a retreat next month. And a public forum, an old guy comes and he goes, don't stop this RFP. A council retreat is a non-transparent waste of time. And this guy goes, I say we hold back that money. And that was all approved. And then the annexation fee waiver for Grandview Terrace. And Brandon Goldman, city planning guy, king of planning. He says, hey, 210 unit place out on Route 99 next to Butler Ford there. Developed or submitted his project before and paid all his fees already. And so when he's submitting again, he wants those fees waived, the same ones he paid already. Previously, and that was all approved. And then he goes, hey, so also another affordable housing RFP request for proposal. I think he's asking permission to send out this request to the public. It doesn't cost anything, I think. Ashland's looking for developers to build 6 low-income houses in that housing development off of a mountain right below the railroad tracks. And that was all approved, and that was the end of the meeting. You're welcome.